There has been so much noise and discussion concerning the autonomy of the local government system in Nigeria. This has been generated lately by the judgment of the Supreme Court of Nigeria on the 11th of July 2024 that gave them full autonomy, particularly with their finance. Justice Emmanuel Agim gave that lead judgment. Today, there is a lot of talks going on all over the place about the autonomy. What would happen? What is the benefit? Would it be proper? Is it the right thing to do? The Supreme Court judges were right in every sense because they only interpreted the Constitution. Section 7 of the Nigerian 1999 Constitution allows autonomy for the local governments. And what would happen now? Now, the first thing that will happen is that henceforth, the federal government from the federation account will send all money due to the local governments direct to them. Before now, the state governments receive the money and they're supposed to disburse it to them. But of course, they see it as part of the state fund. Whatever they were doing with state fund, they did with it. They supply it, do anything. But today, with that judgment, the local governments seem to have been released from the clutches of state governors. And now they will receive their fund, whatever that is due to them directly. So it's a plus to development. That's number one. Number two, now that they will have the money directly by themselves, not being appropriated to them by the state government, they can do better planning for rural development. So we expect a boost in rural development in all over Nigeria. 774 local governments of Nigeria are supposed to receive directly. Therefore, they can plan. Apart from that, in the self-funding, they can do their internally generated revenue faster. It will be a competition amongst them. Which one will develop better? By the way, do you know that every state is a collection of local governments? And of course, every nation is local governments. I mean Nigeria as a nation. Therefore, if the local governments will develop, Nigeria will develop. I expect better days. I expect better things to happen with this judgment. Again, it will attract the right caliber of people. Now that local government will decide for itself. People that didn't feel like being local government workers, I'm talking about high caliber people, they will be attracted because local governments will have money to pay them. So it's a plus even for that. Again, it will encourage internally generated revenue generation. Before now, most local governments just extend their hand at the end of the month and receive whatever that is given to them. Just like it was announced just yesterday, some 1 point something trillion have been shared. And they just receive it. They were only receiving most of the time what to pay staff salaries. Developmental efforts were almost non-existent. Rural routes were not touched. But it is now that they will begin to receive such blessing. Of course, rural health matters will be under their purview. And all those things that they are supposed to do, we expect them to do it now. So where we are going to see development, I believe, because they will not misapply, we believe they will not misapply. Therefore, this is a judgment, is a plus. It is a judgment in the right direction. And we want to give kudos to the Supreme Court of Nigeria for standing on the right path and interpreting the Constitution the right way. Local government autonomy is the tonic needed for rural development.
In your face, all over the place.
Broad Street Radio, your number one business radio.